How to trade the RSI divergence like a pro, part 1. How to trade the relative strength index or the RSI divergence like a pro, part 1. Let's get started. In this video, we're going to answer a specific question, and the question is, where does a divergence occur? Where does a divergence occur? All right. So in order to trade the RSI divergence, the RSI stands for the relative strength index. All right. So we want to know exactly where does the RSI divergence take place. All right. So this is one of the challenge that traders face, because we notice that sometimes traders will see a divergence, a bullish divergence or a bearish divergence, but these divergences are taking place at the wrong place. So we want to know exactly where do we see, okay, a valid RSI divergence. All right. The relative strength index indicator compares, okay, the magnitude of recent gains to the magnitude of recent losses. All right. So when the magnitude of recent gains are superior or higher to the magnitude of recent losses, the RSI will be above, okay, the 50 levels. All right. So I'm going to put on my chart here the 50 level. Okay. On the other hand, when the magnitude of recent losses are higher than the magnitude of recent gains, the RSI will be below, okay, the level of 50, all right? If you want to know more about the RSI trading, you need to go to www.dayprotraders.com or subscribe to Day Pro Traders YouTube channel, okay? So talking about how to trade the RSI divergence or the relative strength indicator divergence like a pro, all right, we want to know exactly where does the divergence take place. This will allow us to filter out, okay, false divergence. I want traders to pay attention to this and to promise me, okay, that you will never forget what we are about to share today, all right? A bullish divergence will take place at the end of a downtrend or at a valid support level. Now, I need to repeat this again so traders do not forget that, because it's so important for traders to understand this. A bullish divergence or a valid bullish divergence very often, regularly, will take place at the end of a trend or at a valid support level. Now, with that information, you have improved more than 50% your divergence trading, because now you know exactly where does a valid divergence take place. So if we see a bullish divergence, which is not at the end of a trend, or at least at a support level, we will put a question mark on that bullish divergence, okay? All right? A bearish divergence will take place at the end of an uptrend and also at a valid resistance level. Now, because this is so essential, I need to say to traders again, a bearish divergence will take place, a valid bearish divergence will take place at the end of an uptrend or at a valid resistance level. So talking about how to trade the RSI divergence, we want to know exactly, okay, the best place where we can see a valid RSI divergence, either bullish RSI divergence or bearish RSI divergence. The RSI stands for the relative strength index indicators. I have here on my chart the relative strength index period 14, all right? Now, let's go a little bit deeper, okay? So you can understand what I meant by a trend. How do we know that we are at the end of a trend, okay? That's a very good question. How do we know that we are at the end of a trend? So The general technique to know that one is at the end of a trend is to use the market pattern, a rising channel or the declining channel. But there is a better way to know that we are at the end of a trend. But for somebody who is just trading, the first thing that we can say to you to detect the end of an up move, if the price is in a rising channel like this, we will be saying that priority to bullish signal, So you can see that the channel that I've drawn on my chart, the price came out of the channel and retested here on the edge, forming a lower high. So this is telling me now, because the price out of this bullish channel, and not only that, has now formed a lower high compared to the previous high, is telling me that we are at the end of this up move. You see this up move that has started here? It has now ended right here. So a common technique to know that we are at the end of an up move is when the price is out of a rising channel. The opposite is also true. If you want to know that we are at the end of a down move, we can also use a market pattern. In this case, we use a declining channel. This strategy is valid on any time frame, but trader can use the daily chart, the hourly chart, the 2-hour chart, the weekly chart, for strong trade setup, So here we are, the price in a declining channel. How do we know that this downtrend or down move, has ended? The price is out of the channel and retested here on the edge, forming for the first time a higher low. Here, I will confirm that now my bearish trend, my bearish sentiment is diminishing. The price has displayed a higher low. So this is one of the tactics we can use to know that we are at the end of a trend. Now, there is a better way to know that we are at the end of an up move. In that case, traders who are going to 24aliaway.com, who are pushing it a little bit to improve their trading, we know that when we count a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave, which is a multi-wave itself, we have a trend. So if the price is in the end of the 5th wave, at a resistance zone, this is the end of a trend. So a trader may use the area wave to detect the end of a trend. The opposite is also true. In the downtrend, we counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moves to the downside. Price reaches a valid support level. Traders who understand the area wave theory will use the wave principle to detect the end of a trend. So to summarize this strategy, we want to talk about how to trade the RSI divergence. The question we want to answer is, where does a valid divergence take place? A bullish divergence will take place at the end of a downtrend or at a valid support level. A bearish divergence will take place at the end of a bullish trend or at a valid resistance level. Now, because we do not want this video to be too long, I will not go deeper about what is a valid support level or a valid resistance level. So we can use key levels on the higher time frame to detect the support and the resistance level on any time frame. So we can go to the yearly chart, quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, draw the key support and resistance level on those time frames, and then we can switch to the hourly chart, 50-minute chart to detect key support and resistance level. So if, for instance, you on the 50-minute chart and you see a bearish divergence, you want to know that at least it's at a resistance zone, or the price is out of a channel, or a trend, a price, an up move has ended. So this is very important for traders to improve the RSI divergence trading and to recognize the best RSI divergence. If you like this video, please give us the thumbs up. If you dislike it, please give us the thumbs down. If you love it, please share it on Google+, on Twitter, and Facebook. If you are in love with this, feel free to subscribe to Day Pro Traders YouTube channel and also to Day Pro Traders website. We wish you the very best in your trading, and until the next time, enjoy yourself and be very happy. We are the TS RSI Pro traders talking about how to trade the RSI Divergence like a pro part 1. I invite you now to follow me in the next video, video 2, talking about how to trade the RSI Divergence like a pro part 2. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and we will speak to you very soon.